fight to face it. And on the battlefield we gonna take it. And we won't stand by complacent. Living adjacent to Babylon's wicked displacement. No way, and with the fire burn the Mars of steel. To the left of the bush you want to take. No, make you not see it first and you're gonna feel. Now we are warriors for real.
We are warriors. The system can't hold us down. We are warriors. The chains are free to move around. We are warriors. We plan to the games they play. So we're doing everything one way.
Yahweh.
We are warriors. Jah love, we come to take you down. We are warriors. Every soul is trained is freedom bound. We are warriors. Reggae music, the sound of sounds. Nothing can break us down. We are warriors.
Yeah. Soldier, you got me in your tell you now. I went somewhere over there. Warriors will say, hey, you know,
go to the conscious. Yes, you're in tune to the Blacknificent Show here on the Galaxy AfterWe.net here. Right here, live and direct to you from the studio. Lines are open 0203-289-6504. If you want to come and talk to us directly, where you are, what's happening for you right now, yeah? Because you know that we're not going to be taking no fool talk no more. We're not taking it no more, right? We're not taking that victim of what? Historical footprints. We are making the new footprints in our lives. We're stepping into the future with strength. We are stepping into the future with no hang-ups right now. We're brushing off all that was. Yeah? We are brushing it all off. This is why we have to be looking at how we are talking. How we are talking. Are we talking with liberation and freedom in our souls? This is why I bring to you this strong Dr. Layla Afra, the late Dr. Layla Africa. Right? He was not only a herbalist, but he looked at the whole of the person, right? So it's not always a case of that there's something physically wrong with you personally. It could be emotionally. It could be actually psychologically as well, because of the programming that has been inputted into you. Yeah? Something that does not synchronize with the body, with the person. Yeah? And therefore, it emanates in what? Ailments, dis-ease, because it's not functioning properly or efficiently as it should be. You see? That is why we do these things. That is why we do our things here. I'll show you. Mm-hmm. You see? Okay. That doesn't make no sense. What is done is illegal. You drive that car, which is fully.com. Okay. No. Oh, that's yesterday. Sorry. That is yesterday. There we go, yeah. Okay. There's another thing there. Now just looking through some of the messages there. Right? So if you want to come talk to me directly, please do. Please do. I'm always, you know me, I'm always willing to listen and talk to everybody out here. Everybody out here. Yeah? Because what? This is who we are, and this is what we do. The Blacknificent Show here is always open to conversations of all levels, all subjects. 0203-289-6504.
It's an early rise for I and I this morning, and I'm giving thanks for another day, asking the Father for His mercy. He's gonna spare me and to show me the way. And so no matter come and step to me with tongues of lies and poison.
Greetings.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
I'm sorry, I've got really bad service where I am, so it's gonna probably zoom in and out.
Oh, okay. Let's see what we can work with.
I'll try my best. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's Charlie's son here. You played a piece of greetings to you anyway.
Yes.
Your everything is well with you and your family and the Journalistic family. Yeah. I know we've got a lot of challenges in your time. Yeah.
Well, this is the time for clearing it up now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
you were playing this record by Peter Tosh, one of my favorite artists. You know, pick myself up and dust myself up.
Yes.
That was one in the old days when I used to, have the challenges. I used to play this record quite often. Yeah. And it just brings back real memories. My son passed away last year, so.
Oh yes.
When I hear this record, I used to play this record to him as well. I used to play this record to quite a lot of people, for them to hear how deep and meaningful.
That's your mantra.
Yeah. And the way how we deliver it, and not piece of bread in my yard. Don't mean literally a piece of bread. Yeah, for some people it's hunger. Yeah, some people is other means, like with my son, yeah. Dust myself up, start all over again. Yeah, not piece of bread in my yard. Missing him. Missing him so much. So when you played, I was just eating some porridge, and I just stopped drinking the porridge, and tears just came to my eyes.
Beautiful.
And when that record always play, I normally hold my head. Like how them our elders dance and they hold them head and them chant.
Yeah, right. Yes.
And it's like I was chanting, and thinking of my granny riding the donkey and all those things just always come to my head. There's old people chanting and holding them head and holding them head down, and and I was doing that kind of movement still, and when it says dust myself up, I was dusting myself. I was doing the action, picking myself up. I was dancing like I was in a theater,
Beautiful.
and thinking of my elders and thinking about my son, So thank you for that one,
My pleasure, my sister. My pleasure.
And the meditation as well was really good as well, we just have to just do the best we can each day.
Exactly.
And it's not how we're gonna get there, is that we know we're gonna get there, yeah. We know where we're going and we're gonna get there. Right? We don't know but we're gonna get there. By any means necessary, we're just gonna get there. Yeah? And that's my mindset at the moment. Yeah.
Beautiful. It's a good place, good space.
You do the father's group, don't you? You do the father's group.
Yes, I do.
I've got a little nephew who's having problems in school, right? And we had a family meeting yesterday, and I was telling them about the father's group, and my cousin as well was talking about the initiation one that is done as well. So I don't know if
I think that's called the Manhood Academy. That's the one. Yeah. Very good group.
That as well.
Yeah, very good group.
Because he's having challenges in school, and I was even saying to my cousins that, we've been through the school system, so we know what it's like. You understand? And he's going through a lot of challenge because he used to have stomach problem once upon a time, and that's supposed to have cured, but now it's coming back. And he don't want to go to school. When he has to go to school, he's crying. He said the teachers them is picking on him. His parents had a breakup as well, so that's affecting him mentally as well. So it's a situation where I thought this, is it Boyhood to Manhood Academy?
Manhood Academy,
Yeah. And I don't know what you do as well at your father's do.
Well, we cater for more the mature. At the moment, we cater for more the mature men. But if he's in the local area and they wish to come through, we can look to see what we can do for him or with him. So it's not really a problem in that way, right? But that's what we do, and of course there are other various groups around in the area as well, so we may be able to direct him to something that would someone or group that would be supportive of him as well,
because when my sons was at school, they were having a lot of challenges as well. But I got into Mr. Gus John, and he was very helpful. You understand me? But I don't know if he still do those kind of things. You understand me? I suppose I get all the some information anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll come down to the fathers group one day. We're not gonna have to be after this year, yeah. And then we'll just take it from there because I'm the big one of the elders in the family. So we feel I feel always we have to support the young, as you say, the young hands, the young hands, and do the best that we can. Be there as a support system and as advice for them as well. So I think the family is on the right track, really, decide to really step in and do what we can to support our niece and our sons. You understand me? All right then. Thank you very much for listening.
Yes, well, this is your space as much as ours as well. So I thank you for sharing your journey, what you're going through, and it's very important that we do that because as much as what you're experiencing there, along with your son, right, and the journey of your ancestors as well, how they have helped you and guided you through this process, right? It's beautiful to share that journey as well.
Yeah. All right then. He was a son that loved me, and he loved me so much. He was also his mother.
He's like me, your mama's boy.
He loved his mother. Everything for me. He's always there. Always there. But I know he's with me today anyway.
Yeah, there you go. Beautiful.
All right. Love and light to you then, Brother Ashton.
Thank you so much. Yes, that's our sister there, man.
Yeah. We run. It's an early rise for I and I this morning. And I'm giving thanks for another day. Asking the Father for His mercy. He's gonna spare me and show me the way. And so nobody come and step to me with tongues of lies and poison. For I want to accommodate your shame. Running your mouth about the struggle and injustice. Always finding someone
inebriate your love, inebriate your blessings from above. Giving thanks to Jaja, worshiping my God, I'm rejoicing of thy glory, the omnipotent one. Yeah, yeah. We shall inherit the earth and the fullness thereof. They try to belittle my worth, suppressing me from filling up my cup. Soon they will cease to reign no more. John will make them army from the strong. They'll have to replace all transgression. So here I stand before the Lord, just to behold your presence of enlightenment. For thine love I'm never sure. From this day on I cry no more. My Savior, God and King, upliftment and joy bring. Yes.
They make it sound so easy, innit? As we said, that this is the time when we need to take the time out to ensure that we can be the ones that are curing ourselves, make ourselves be strong. Thank you. Give thanks to the life that has been. Give thanks to the life that was in our past. Give thanks to the life that has taught us taught us and brought us to where we are right now. Good and bad has brought us to where we are right now. Let's step into our future with confidence. Confidence. Good afternoon, caller. Good afternoon, caller.
Greetings, Brother Ashton. How are you doing? So far.
Well, you know how we're doing, man. We're doing the works. We're doing the works. This is our sister Sandra Smith here, man. Beautiful. Greetings, my sister. So how them I treat you out there?
I'm being treated. Hey, I can't complain. I'm having it. What is it? 9 o'clock here in Jamaica. Down.
Yeah.
And the sun's shining. It's 28 degrees, and it is hot.
It is.
And it's only the first thing in the morning. But I'm just truly blessed.
Yeah.
I recognise that I'm here and I'm blessed. And after I was over there, I'll still be blessed because I've woken up and I've been able to give thanks. But it doesn't matter where you are. We're all blessed.
I say. We're going through this transition of etymology, right? And breaking down words of greetings and things like this, and like I've always used that expression blessed, right? But it was pointed out recently, say that statement there, when broken down, says be less. Yeah. So we're gonna have to find something more appropriate. Okay. Well, I'm not holding you accountable for the words that we have, because that is how we do. We build on our foundation, and we rise above, don't we? Okay.
That's so true. Just to recognize and build, and then move forward from there.
Exactly.
I hear you there.
Right. So
that's one of the reasons why I don't use the word morning, because again, when you're broken down, so that's why I transfer to bless. But I also will say greetings as a term of, or grand rising as a term of greeting a brother or sister.
That's
whether
right.
it be first thing in the morning or last thing at night or anything in between.
That's right. That's right. Speak the words. The thing is that what we have to become more comfortable with is speaking the words of empowerment. Yeah. And then obviously speaking it and then living it as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's just one of those things. So, but in many ways, I think that is a true, because if we're living in the truth of who we are, right? Obviously, we would want to impart that onto everybody, right? Because if peace is my nature, then I should want to always impart that within my speech, within my action as well, in that way there.
Definitely, brother. Definitely.
Anyway, I know that you've called up because obviously we're introducing this new segment, right? Or we're developing a new segment to the show. So obviously, Sister Sandra is going to be developing her presentation, and this today is probably one of the firsts that we're going to be first of many. I'm hoping that we'll be able to move forward with this program. Okay, so without further ado, what do you have for us this strong, my sister?
For me, I saw something that was posted, and it does spread true. We haven't spoken beforehand, so I know that you played the meditation and the tunes that you played. The sister was just talking in terms of the Peter Tosh and some of the lyrics and some of the rhythms. And we hadn't spoken, but I saw something earlier on where the phrase was, "Never regret a day in your life."
Yes.
Good days give you happiness. Bad days give you experience. Worst days give you lessons. And best days give you memories. And that just resonated with me on so many different levels. And that's where I'm starting from in terms of our discussion today.
Okay.
Just think about being honoured and excited of being on the platform and speaking with you, but speaking with your listeners as well. You drop a lot of information, and I'm praying that they all pick up and then they continue to fill their pockets with the information that you dropped. Layla Agapur, and that interview and that discussion. And as you said, we've all got the book.
That's right.
We've all got some of the teachings, or we've heard it. And that's part of our experience. That's part of our life journey. That's part of our memories. And that may be part of our best memories. But we need to think about, what about the bad ones? What about the worst days? What about the bad days? How do we reconfigure that it becomes part of our best memories? And that's where my discussion is going to be today.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead, my sister. Go ahead.
So sometimes when we think about, so my question is to myself, what was it about that message? What was it about those words that resonated with me? What was it that, how can we get to, how can we move? Because to be fair, sometimes we do like the pain. We do like the worst days. And we don't choose to move. But with new information, new insights, new discoveries, we can make that decision as a conscious decision.
Because our ego will encourage us to stay exactly where we are, in that state of the worst days, in that state of the bad days, in that state of analysis paralysis. But if we focus on those days, we won't actually get a chance to transition, but we can learn the lessons.
Mm-hmm.
We can move through those experiences and allow those experiences to make us better and not bitter.
Mm-hmm.
But if we don't know, we will, like I said, stay exactly where we are. We'll remain in that space of victimhood. I am a victim. I can't change my reality. And one of the things that you said, Brother Aston, in terms of we'll be soon moving out from one cycle in terms of a new cycle. So we're not even saying, we're not using the words, or we're not celebrating saying, okay, we're going to wait till January the 1st in order to make this movement. Historically, and as a people, we were thinking about the Earth, the moon, and the cycles. So are we going to stay in a space of victimhood, or are we going to take the opportunities that are given to us? The analysis, if you stay in that area of victimhood, it equals paralysis.
Mm-hmm.
By just mere default, if we stay in that area of victimhood, it will equal the paralysis. And I remember someone listening to a story whereby it was a wise man, but he wanted more knowledge. And he recognized that, and you spoke earlier on in terms of sitting at the feet of the teacher, and he recognized, there is a teacher, there is a monk, there is someone that I can go and talk to. And he made the journey, visited, and he sat down at the person's feet, and before the monk had a chance to speak, he started rattling off all the great things that he'd done, all the experiences, all the knowledge, and everything that they did. So the monk offered him a drink, because his journey had been long. And he said, stop, the glass is full. No, the monk carried on pouring. Because it's that thought process that unless your glass is empty, unless you're prepared to listen, unless you're prepared to move from where you are to where you want to be, unless you take the action, there's nothing that no one else can do or say to you.
Mm.
There needs to be an element for yourself of movement. Does that make sense, Brother Aston? Does that make sense? If there's anyone in terms of Brother Aston has given out the telephone number, I'd encourage you, Brother Aston, to give it out again. So that means if there's anyone that wants to converse or wants to ask the question, or they want to put something into the chat, into the WhatsApp chat, that they can do so. So are you able to just give out the number and so quickly, Brother Aston?
Right. The lines to call in are 0203-289-6504. And the text or WhatsApp line you can message me on is on 079-47-479-219. Right? So the text line, again, I will give it to you, is 079-47-479-219. Okay, so if you want to interact with us, please just come through. No problem.
Thank you very much, Brother Aston. So if we think about that, like I said, the analysis paralysis, what does that actually look like? And that in itself can be painful. But what if, and I'll ask the question, what if those experiences, the bad experiences, what if that was a lesson? What if there was something for you and I to learn as a result of that experience?
Mm-hmm.
What if in moving from the analysis and moving into the learning the lesson, what if that was to take you out of the victimhood state, to give you an opportunity to allow you to move into a memory which is a positive memory? So what do I mean by that? When I'm thinking about the victimhood state, again, I'm going to use a story, and this one's actually dear or closer to my heart, and it was told by Les Brown, who I met when I was in Florida last month as part of the book writing. So he tells an analogy of a woman sitting on her porch. She could be anywhere in the world. She's sitting on her porch and she has a dog. And the dog is whining. So a man's walking past, beginning of the week, he's going about his daily chores, work, life, and he hears the dog whining and he thinks nothing of it. Tuesday, he hears the dog whining again. Again, he thinks nothing of it. Wednesday, he hears the dog whining and he thinks to himself, if I pass that lady's house tomorrow or the day after, I'm actually going to ask her, can she do something? Is there a problem with the dog? So on the next day when he passed, the dog was still whining. And the lady was just sitting down there calmly, just rocking in her chair, just watching the world go by. So he approaches her and he says, ma'am, I don't mean to be rude or anything, but is there anything I can do? Because the dog seems, or is there anything that you need some help with? Because the dog seems to be in pain. The dog seems to be in some form of anguish. Because she looked up at him and she said, the dog is sitting on her now, but the dog's comfortable. But the man looked at her and said, but you said the dog's sitting on her now. She said, yes. When the nail is uncomfortable, the dog will move. Up until that point, the dog is going to stay exactly where it is, and it's going to whine and it's going to moan. So I've got used to the whining and the moaning, because I know that at some point it will move. So again, we're talking about what are the lessons? The analysis paralysis. What are the lessons that we need to learn? So once you move, you will actually experience the lessons which can lead to the happiness and lead to those memories. The question I'd almost throw out there is that, do we actually realise that we can rewrite our experiences with the knowledge and the wisdom that we have today? So this moves beyond, and I know Brother Anthony spoke about forgiveness, and this is part of the forgiveness, but it actually moves beyond the forgiveness, because we can heal from those wounds from the past. Mm-hmm. We can, with the knowledge that we have here today, we can actually rewrite our story and our experience and turn it into a blessing. So recognizing then that any experiences from our past, as tragic as they may have been for your part or for others, and I'm not diminishing anything that has been said, I'm not diminishing the experiences that you've had from your past. But what I'm saying is, what if you can address the scarring? So we can have an experience in our past that can provoke a mindset that will affect our entire life. It will affect how we wake up in the morning. It will affect how we greet our brothers and sisters in the morning. It will affect the fact that, do we smile? Do we communicate with one another? Do we speak to one another? Or do we just have that angry sense?
Exactly.
100%, 100% of what's happened to you has been choreographed, and it's been allowed between you and Source. and it's to make you better, not bitter. You were the one that signed up and said, yes, you know what? When we talk about soul, when we talk about our experiences, you signed up for those experiences because you were the best person. And you recognized that you were able to overcome. You recognized that your purpose was to take that experience and not make you bitter, to make you better.
Mm-hmm. Okay, we got a caller who's joining us, right? Good afternoon, caller.
Greetings.
Greetings. We got Sister Sandra. Sister Sandra,
you have an interesting take on things. I applaud it, and I was gonna add my contribution in regards to what you just said. Really, I think it's quite interesting that you believe that we are supposed to be learning off our experiences and such. I'm a great believer of that. I believe that as well, that we should be learning off our experiences. It's quite interesting. Actually, this morning, I watched a podcast from this podcast called Home Team, and it's about it's like a prophetess who predicted the colonization. And I've read other stories about other prophets, in Egypt, apparently that was happening as well. It's interesting because I believe that black people, as a whole, I'm not saying black, but just use the word just to make everyone understand us as a demographic, we are going through our experience to learn, and be better than what we were before. Because when you study history, and you see the greatness, what we achieved before, what the lady called us? The Wazungu came into, we actually recognized there was Wazungu. We knew there was Wazungu. You know what I mean? We were warned about we were warned about the Wazungu, and even though we were warned about what, we still made that mistake, and now we are suffering because we didn't heed the warnings. And I truly believe, that this is on purpose for us to be better than what we were before. And I just find your take very interesting on that, because it's something I've shared, and you don't hear. I haven't heard many people share the same sentiment that you share as well, really. So I just really want to just add my 2 cents, really.
Thank you for adding your 2 cents. Sometimes and it comes back to the thought of the analysis paralysis. Are we going to remain in that state of victimhood? And I know I've listened to other speakers, and I've listened to other presenters on Galaxy, and there is a message in terms of, let's get out of that victimhood. Let's see what we can do with the knowledge and information that we have. Let's make a change. Let's think about how we can make a change. That if we remain in that victimhood, we can't change the past. We would like to think about rewriting our future. But in order to do that, we need to take the best, leave the rest. But there are lessons that to be learned, so that we can move on, and we can bring up and raise up the next generation, so that they are strong, powerful brothers and sisters. When you rewrite your past, you rewrite your future. We rewrite the conversations that we have with the younger generation. The sister before I joined was speaking about her younger nephew or
No, it was her son. Her son.
And speaking about the challenges that he was going through. So there's conversations to be had, and what we can't do is ignore those conversations. It becomes that dog sitting on the nail. If we ignore the conversations, then we will just, we'll carry on the same pain and hurt to the next generation. And that young man is going to be growing. He's got challenges. Life's given him challenges.
Actually, sorry. I have to correct. It was her nephew. In that way. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah. It was correct. It was correct. It was correct. Sorry.
You know, I've got a question.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts on the Matrix?
I don't think Brother Aston is long enough to have that discussion.
Go for it. Go on. I'll give you 2 minutes. 2 minutes.
With a lot of my thoughts in general, in terms of movies, they give us a window of current reality and current state. And I think that the Matrix is a window of current reality and current state in terms of how we are thinking, how we conduct. If that makes sense.
Do you want my piece in it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
For years, there has been languages within languages and conundrums within conundrums, right? Unfortunately, the ignorance of human beings, I won't say, incorrect word, the lack of education and system that has been set up of those who have education and those who have a language of communication towards the material that was available to us as a global unit has been unfortunately locked away, and those who have access to it are playing a manipulative game that is influencing the world as it stands at this particular time. The science behind personal communication and also the dumbing down of societies, right, has been so impactful that it is imploding now, right? Once you realize that the whole system, the whole world system, is a conundrum of different levels of games, right? That is when you come to your own realization of your divine, and I'll put it like that, your divine purpose, being your living and developing your divine purpose is one element that can be used for you to raise your game, raise your level of moving out of a system that is there as a levels of conundrums. The only thing is that we have to know those levels of conundrums so that we can maneuver ourselves efficiently through them.
Well put. That is so well put. Oh my gosh, that is. Yeah, I can't add nothing to that. That is. It's so funny because as you were speaking, my mind was just exploding with things. Literally, the conundrum is. It's really interesting because there's some people, like when I use the word The Matrix, obviously the film comes to mind, but it's more of a metaphor of the actual, what we, what our experience as such, really. So it's really funny. There's a terminology that is used, the powers that be, And we use that terminology just to say, okay, you know,
it's an awareness. We're aware of something.
We're not in control as such per se. But that is the matrix. It makes us seem we're not in control.
Exactly.
Because, you know, but it's not reality really and truly. It's really not reality. No. But because we are distracted and confused, we can't use our power, even though it's there. It's a bit like, you know, when you see like classic examples when you go to the zoo and you see like a lion in the zoo and you see the ring muscle putting the lion, but believe you me, that man is like you know, the chair and the whip is his buffer, and like, you know, even though he's controlling the lion to a certain degree, he's kind of like he's keeping the lion at bay. And if that lion decides to switch and say, yo,
exactly,
that man will just be
nothing.
You know what I mean? And I'm not sure if that's a good analogy yet, but that's the best I can come up with.
But the thing is, and this you're using the correct analogy, right? Because once we find that individuals wake up and they start maneuvering in a different way, what does the system usually do? It usually wants to shut it down, right? Close it down. Yeah. In other words, you can operate, but you're not operating within our system, and you're not disrupting our program. Yeah, you understand? So even as we're discussing this point here on Galaxy, for instance, right? If those who are listening in, as they do, and they pick up on certain things that we talk about, right? They could come and just switch us off just like that, and that's our communication broken, right? But let's put it this way: we know what is there, we're aware of what's there, but we have to develop ourselves so that we can at any time jump from one level to another level to another level and be proficient to succeed at any of those levels. Yeah.
That's interesting. Yesterday I had a conversation. I'm also in Jamaica as well. I'm currently in Jamaica.
Oh, well done.
It's a food shop, and there's a guy, like a Pan-African, the whole regalia. What's it called? Hat.
Yeah.
The icon, the Bay hat as well. He looked like a Moor because he had the hat on and everything. And I was watching football on my phone. It was France with Morocco. And I started speaking about the controversy about, you know, Morocco, and because they reached so far, the language people are using is describing Morocco as the first African country, some people use it as the first Arab country, and some people using the terminology the first Arab African country. And the Moroccan team as well, one of them came out and said, we're proud to be Arab, blah, 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 blah. So there's a lot of controversy around it. Right. The reason I brought this up is because the conversation with the brother was, we brought the conversation, we started talking, because it was in Pan-African, he was on the level, and blah, 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 so we started speaking. And he's talking about the war. He's talking about war. We need to go war. And I said to him, yes, but you're looking at war as, I believe, this is a humble, blinkered view. Yeah, that the war people are looking at is, there is a war, but people are thinking about the literal war, what Zongo do, yeah?
That's right.
And, in my blinkered view, I believe that there is a war, but not literally like Zongo war. You understand what I'm saying? Because the war has been fought on fronts like educational, you know, the mental.
Exactly.
The wars on all different fronts, yeah.
Exactly.
That's what I recognize in my blinkered view, yeah. So, I believe, and also this is another thing. There's so many things like that are unexplained. So I just believe as well that some of us who believe things are straightforward, like, you know, like a Christian father said. A Christian believes you be good and you go to heaven. Simple as, you know, you be good and you go to heaven. And that's life. That's what life's about.
That's their cycle. That's their cycle of brainwash. Yes.
Yes. I'm not what's it called, a scholar in Christianity. That's what I interpret. That's what they believe it is. And it's quite interesting that there's so many unexplained things in life and in the world, that they believe life is so simple, like just like that. There's nothing else into life. You know what I mean? And I find that difficult to grasp onto, really and truly, that life is.
Well, the thing is, my brother, I don't want to take away too much from Sandra's discussion here, right? But the thing is, my brother, right? You see how you are uncomfortable with that? That is your trigger. That is your trigger to say that is not for you. Does that make sense?
Oh yeah, I recognize that from my youth.
There you go. There you go.
I've been playing church as a youth 4 or 5 times a week, as a lot of
there you go
in the community do, and this is before knowledge. I always say this because you could be laughing at. When I was a youth, I had no knowledge, and they couldn't convince me about the Lord, Jesus, blah 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 blah. And then I came into knowledge. They ain't got a chance in hell. Oh my God. Once you start learning, before I had no knowledge, I didn't know about different Bibles. I didn't know about the letter J. I didn't know about holy person.
That's right.
And then I started learning about things, and then it's like forget it.
Yeah. The thing. You know what I enjoy sometimes is when you get some biblical scholar, right? And they will come to you as if you don't know nothing, right? And then when you correct them or show them that you do know something, and then take it to another level, how they melt away. But hey, you know what? Each person is their levels of understanding and how they operate. Simple as that, brother. Anyhow, Sister Sandra, I didn't want to take over, but
this is a beautiful conversation. That we're having, and it's when you speak about Christianity, and our brother Aston, we were speaking about our life map and just having a understanding. So Christianity and our understanding of it isn't good, bad, and indifferent. It was our starting point. So we can't say, or we I don't like to use the word shouldn't, but if we are going to dismiss it, but we recognise it was our starting point. It doesn't necessarily mean that's our end destination. It's given us a compass. We're not happy with that direction. We question that direction, and as a result of questioning, we found thoughts, ideas that suited us better, suited our purpose better, and we were able to recognise it was more aligned to our spiritual space.
You know, one of the things that I like in observation, really, even when you go through the biblical scriptures and things like this, right, and you look at the life of Yeshua, right, and you look at the life that he was living, he questioned and challenged every element in his human form of how people were in their spiritual state, to the extent of that those who were there, they found it extremely challenging that this young boy could come up and start running his mouth about things that they've been doing for years, right? And they feel uncomfortable. And just like what I said, if the system don't like it, what they're gonna do? They're gonna wipe it out. You know what I'm saying? So said, so done. Yeah. So I would say, for the development of human beings and the development of yourselves, right? Don't be afraid to challenge anything. And that's the beauty of who we are. We have free will. We have free will. And in our free will, free thinking, free action, we develop, and we adapt, and we overcome.
That's quite interesting again, because that is so anti-Christian. Christianity doesn't. You're not supposed to challenge it. You're supposed to accept.
Exactly.
Faith. What's faith based on? Faith is based on blind.
That's right.
Accept.
The assured expectations of that which we do not know.
Regardless of what you're thinking, regardless of logic, it's a madness, you know. Oh my days. Logic. It's like logic's a bad word. It's like common sense. Common sense logic when it comes to. So let me rephrase what I'm saying. How I interpret Christianity is like logic. Common sense is bad. You get me? History is bad. Anything is that, because basically it contradicts the religion, and they preach against it like it. Either they ignore it or they just disregard it. And for people with logic, people with common sense, you know what I mean? I want to use the word intelligence, because you've got a whole heap of intelligent people, so-called educated people, so-called that are Christians. You get me? And you know, they've got like they've been to university, they've got high-powered jobs, they're doing things that you would envision that they've got some form of high competency. But when it comes to the Bible and Christianity, it's like they're just under a spell. They're not like that. It's the fact you're under a spell, because your logic, your common sense just goes out the window. You get me? So it's interesting. Oh my God, that's so interesting.
But if you go back to your first, what you said initially, in terms of when you were young, you were asking questions, and I would believe that all of us, whether or not we're vocal or otherwise, when we're young, we ask the questions. But within the Christian, when we're from the Christian theologians that we're speaking to, either, as Brother Aston says, they don't know, they don't understand, or there's that fear factor. Do not answer the questions, are not prepared to answer the questions, and it then left me with, this isn't the path that I want to follow. But as you were just saying, brother, you were saying that there's a lot of individuals out there who will follow blindly, and they will, because they no longer ask the questions. They are that dog sitting on that nail, thinking, I may not be happy, but I'm going to accept with what I've been given. And there were just so many, whether or not they be the inconsistencies, but there are the interpretation in terms of the Bible and some of the stories. Some of the stories are actually beautiful, and they do relate to where we are and how we can move forward. But it's not. I'll use the word sold. It's not sold to us like that. It's sold to us whereby it keeps us under the sun, for want of a better word.
Oh my God! Yes. It's funny you mentioned that. I was thinking of the what's his name story, that slave in America. Nat Turner. That's a classic. Nat Turner story. When how they use the Bible to dumb down the slaves, and Nat Turner used the Bible against them to like rebel against them. You know what I mean? With obviously the contradictions that were in the Bible, like turning to icon and whatever. That's quite interesting. Do you know what as well? You see, the Bible is quite interesting, because like you said, it's beautiful stories in it. You understand? Which I accept and see is
teachings, philosophical teachings.
Yes. And then there's other things in the Bible that just a bit, it's not really, it's kind of like put in there on purpose to mash it up.
Yeah.
You get me?
Yeah. Take your option.
This is my interpretation.
The
audience that's listening, this is Brother Sean's interpretation. You understand? I appreciate people interpret things different, so I'm just making that clear that this is how I interpret with my blinkered view. You know what I mean? But in the Bible there are good information, and then there's information that just baffles you. It's like, rah, you know what I mean? How can you not be baffled by that? You know what I mean? And it's really, you know, going back to you were saying like how we're supposed to be, you know, we're supposed to be learning. This is a journey. You know, I believe that as well. I believe, especially us people, you know, we're the original Earthians. You understand? We're the original people that are put on the earth. And we're still trying to work certain things out. Even like for me personally, this is me personally again. how I interpret things. Like even about Wazungu, where they come from, Caucasus Mountains, are they aliens? You know what I mean? Are they hybrid people? You know, because this is the next thing. Don't get me wrong. Some people really work it out. They're from the Caucasus Mountains, whatever, or they're I don't know, whatever they want to do. I mean, they're hybrid people, as in whatever. You know what I mean? Whatever. I'm not saying I'm not saying they're wrong or right. I'm just still trying to, in my personal journey, the workout things. You know, some I'm saying.
You know, one of the things. One of the things. Sorry to stop. Cut you, but one of the things, and it was a thought process over the last year, right? Is that how encompassing we are, or not encompassing. We seem to take on everybody, everything, right? And we try to make it work, right? Whereas the white people, they turn around and they want to reject everything and destroy it, you know? And I say, look at this, that even in our nature, in our makeup, we attract, right? But the white people, they reject, and that's in their nature as well, right? Because they reflect, you know? And I think to myself that, boy, if we are not the real eminence of what this planet really is and how it's supposed to operate, right, then there's something definitely wrong here. Because as it states within this the parables of the book there, right, that was it the earth will destroy those who are destroying the earth. You understand? Right? So therefore, what's happening even now, right? You know that this is one of those natural things. Yeah. So if you reject that which attracts, right? I.e., if they're going to reject black people, right, and try to eliminate us, which they are, they really are, right? And they're not hiding it either. And they're going ahead and they're destroying all of us like this, and they're the ones who's going to be eliminated by themselves. They will come to their own self-destruction.
Yeah. But you know what? It's really interesting you say that, because they are failing miserably.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not just trying to boost it up or nothing like that, but even look at the recent COVID flips. I don't forget when COVID first kicked off. All the narrative was about how Africa's going to dead off. Going to be pure fatalities in Africa. Bill Gates and his missus were talking about it. Holly people were at the beginning of 2020 March time. All the narrative was really to Africa. And then at the beginning, you know,
nothing was going on in Africa.
Black people suffering. Yeah. There was a lot of black people suffering. But now, when you look at it, it's like, where to be? I mean, half of their people dead. Africa's still thriving. We're still breeding up the place. Like, I mean, we're still
thriving. We're evolving.
Thriving, and Africa is the fastest growing economy. You know, before 2020, before COVID, Jamaica was the best performing on the stock exchange. You know that? Jamaica was pulling up trees on the stock exchange. COVID mashed it up now. Jamaica was going crazy. See Jamaica right now, just at the moment now, Jamaica's going through a transition where there's a lot of investment. You've got companies like Microsoft all coming into Jamaica, big companies coming into Jamaica. So in Kingston, there's a lot of residual money that is building up. Jamaican property is like coming like London. Things are climbing up. They're building a lot of roads and all these like infrastructure that's driving up the property and land prices in Jamaica. And the reason I brought that up was just to show people, that before 2020, places like Africa and in the West Indies are thriving, and COVID was like a spanner in the works. You understand? Spanner in the works. So I just wanted to clean it up and that. But you know, I've spent too much time talking. in here yet.
This is the nature of this program, yeah. This is the nature of this
We
program.
encourage the conversation.
Mm.
We love the conversation, and when you're in a space where you've got like-minded people, the conversation just flows.
Mm. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Don't apologize.
Okay, I was passionate about. It's really like I said before. There's not many people like yourself that has that take on we are supposed to learn. When you think about, like, sometimes when I read with myself, I read a lot of myself, think about, and I think these people did they underestimate us for real? Did they underestimate us? Is it a kind of arrogance or underestimation? Because how do they not expect things to turn around? How do they not expect people to wake up? How do they not expect? If you think about like the Marcus Garvey in early 1900s, how he was thinking before access to information so easily, you understand? And that's how he was thinking, and what's one now? And this is the next thing. I believe this much right business, right? Secret society. There's a lot of conversation about secret society. I refuse to believe. I just can't imagine like there's pockets of people. I don't know if this is word, but I use the word to make people understand woke or whatever. Or people that's waking up or whatever, graduating, like people that are working together and not really, for argument's sake, on the likes of Galaxy talking about this, that, the other, blah, blah, blah. I believe that. I don't know. I have no idea. But it's just a feeling, a sentiment within me that it's just, again, common sense. That sooner or later, when certain people, they believe or whatever, when they get to a certain level, that would just be inevitable. It's an inevitable thing. You know what I mean? So I just don't think I just want to put out there.
Yeah, man.
Thank you, Brother Sean, just for putting it out there, having those conversations, just putting additional things in the mix, and recognizing then that we are the programmer in terms of where we're going in terms of the future and how we embrace the future based on the lessons we can learn from the past and we can bring forward, the healing that we can do individually. As I said, if we rewrite our past, we can rewrite our future. We can have that conversation with the next generation. We can share the words of wisdom. We can open up larger spaces where we can sit down and have those conversations in the open, in real time, as well as on media such as this. We can have that happy life. We can, like I said, have that communication, that level of communication.
The past is very interesting. The past is so, what's that word? The past is so, at the moment, debatable. It's so, I'm loving Wednesday show. Oh my days, Brother Aston. I am loving the Wednesday show. Sister Shanique, when she's got, what's his name? Brother Mama and who's the other guy again? Brother Mama and the next brother, two African brothers, and they've got two different perspectives.
You got the yin and yang. You have the yin and yang.
Yes. Because the part that, again, what people were saying about the past, we have to rewrite the past. And at the moment now, it's so funny, it's not funny, this is funny. So it's very interesting. It's very interesting about the Wednesday show and the past that have been debated. And it's one thing that keeps coming to mind when I keep hearing about the past is, one thing I understand is we used to have a lot of oral, we used to practice a lot of oral stuff.
That's
and
right.
White man, when they came over, they didn't recognize a lot of our things because we dealt with a lot of oral things. And what's really fascinating on Wednesday is that I'm not hearing much when it comes to a lot of clarifications about Wagwan with oral information. And this is really interesting. I find it fascinating that people come to a conclusion. It's a deciding factor, and there's nothing oral or nothing being decided. This is the next thing, right? Which I find very interesting is that it's just, don't get me wrong, my spirit tells me, this is just my personal interpretation, that through Google and the library, you're not answering all the questions. Sorry, let me rephrase that. I am not answering my questions. Other people could answer their question. I know other people could go to the library and look Google. They will get a conclusive outcome.
That's right.
Where for me personally, this is a personal thing. Yeah. That information, I don't disregard it, yeah, but without me, in touch with the oral, passed down from sources that I trust and that I can verify, not even verify to a certain degree that this information is legit, then I can't really concur really and truly certain things. I take it on board, like a picture still say, okay, that man wrote that. And the thing is as well, which I find fascinating, all the information, majority of the information which I understand is written by Wazungu. And there's certain things we'll pick and choose. We'll pick, okay, that's flattery, that sounds good, I'm riding with that, but that doesn't sound good, I'm not riding with that anymore because that doesn't sound good. You know what I mean? And I just think, to me personally,
one thing, okay, let me just break this down very briefly, okay? Right? You have to look at the search engines what is being utilized, right? Google, right? How's it called? Metaverse now, isn't it? It's called whatever, right? But the sources of those search engines, right? They do not support us as Black people, right? Yeah. Because I noticed probably about 5-6 years ago, when I was doing my research, right, and utilizing those services, that I would be distracted by 10 or 15 different answers or taken into different directions and drawn away. And I'd be wasting 20 minutes, 30 minutes searching through those, right? And then obviously you lose your impetus of your search, right? And rightly, as you said, the source of the search is lost. And now there's a lot of things that you can't even access. Even now, you can't access certain information through certain search engines. Yeah? This is why we have to, unfortunately, return to our roots, right? And get the tangible paper, books, and things like this before they're out of print, yeah? And ensure that we have them in our personal libraries, right? Or we can access them through other friends and associates and societies that we know we can go to the source and get the information in that way. In other words, we will be distracted totally away from the information that we need to give the correct interpretations to our answers.
There's nothing I can say to that, Brother Ashton. You just act like the equivalent of a mic drop. What you said is, yeah,
right. So
that's a mic drop. That's something that we need to be conscious of or aware of when we're doing our searches and we're looking at the information. Because we will be, Brother Sean?
No, go.
We will be sidetracked.
Yep.
And there is sense within some of that nonsense. But it's then how patience do we have to keep on going and to remember what our original question was.
Yeah. Right.
Listen, we're coming to the top of the hour now, okay? I'm going to say thank you both for being on the line today. Sister Sandra, actually, allow the brother to summarize his contribution today, and then we come to you, Sister Sandra.
Okay.
I just want to concur with Sister Sandra. I believe as well that we're supposed to be learning from our mistakes, and we on purpose have been going through this experience to be super. I don't use the word super black, whatever, like superhero or such. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because the greatness that we achieved in the beginning, can you imagine what we sussed out Wazungu and their evil ways, and we their kryptonite, how we're going to be the finished article? The beginning, we were building pyramids. Can you imagine after we know how to, what we've gone through, and we get back that info? Oh my days, I can't even fathom what we're going to be like.
I recall my first time that I went to see the pyramids, yeah, and I was in awe. I just stood there looking. I was like frozen in my feet when I looked at this monument, right? Because I'm thinking, how, right? Let me tell you something. Even now, there's been many interpretation of how they did it and everything, but to me, I still, in my mind's eye, stand there.
Before you learn, I just quickly, when you mentioned the pyramids, it's when Ivan Sertima, when you listen to Ivan Sertima and he goes into how the Japanese try to replicate and try to do what they did, with the state of the art equipment and faculties with holy codons, and they couldn't even come close. Couldn't even come close to what in our ancestors' land BC did that. You understand? In what? I mean, I'm not sure if we did it on our own. That's a debatable thing, but but that was done in our land, so we was involved somehow. We was just assisting, or we was I don't know, supervising or whatever. Either way, we was involved, and that's the greatness.
I don't know. All I know said why, how. That's all I could say. How did they do that? Dang. You know what I mean? But hey.
That just reminds me of that thought in terms of death days give you the good memories. So when I think of Egypt and I think of, and when I'm in London and I see people looking up at Big Ben and thinking, okay, that's a big monument and wow. And I'm thinking, you guys have to see
that ain't even a sign, that ain't even a doorpost.
That is so funny. That is so funny.
I've been to Egypt. My first thought when we were in the air, and I thought to myself, what's that? And I couldn't fathom it, and I thought, well, maybe I was sleeping and I woke up and I couldn't work out what I was, and then looked out the window at the other side because the plane circled round. We were still in the air. They hadn't told us to put on our seatbelts yet. We weren't coming into land, and we were seeing the top of the pyramid. We were not coming into land, and we were seeing the top of the pyramid.
Yeah.
That told me the enormity. My father and my dad just lost at that point in terms of what are we going to see, how is it going to be. And when I opened the curtain, and we must have been a couple of miles away. We were at least 2-3 miles away from the pyramid, and you open the window, and that was the sight we saw. It was yeah. I smile, and when I think about never regret the day in my life, I'm thinking about the good days. Our best days will give us the memories. It will give us an emotional attachment. But what we need to do, we need to ensure then that the bad days and those experiences, we can move beyond those experiences. We can rewrite those messages with the knowledge and the information that we have here today in order to elevate ourselves, in order to move forward in the presence of the great, beautiful souls, brothers and sisters that we come here, and we were meant to be. We live with never
change it and put my own in there. But then it's a woke up and don't say about us. Because we wake up and it's gone.
Right then, right. Listen, I'm coming right to the top of the hour now, you know. You're dreaming me out. You're dreaming me out, man. Right. Well, there you go. You got your neighbor there, sir. Two Jamaican residents. I'm gonna say two Jamaican residents.
I'm in Manchester.
Okay.
I'm in Gavin side. I'm in Portland.
All right.
There you go.
Manchester.
You see, you should link up and share a beverage.
Yeah. There's more conversations to be had.
All right then. Listen, thank you very much. Thank you. All right, man. Thank you for both of you joining us today here on the Blacknificent Show. As we have done, we got to the top of the hour now, right? And as we are doing, we are what? We're balancing ourselves. Oh, we've got balancing water coming up now, isn't it? Look at this. You see, she's got to de-robe herself at the moment, so because. -6.
I heard someone laughing like it's funny.
Huh?
No one likes a show off, you know. No one likes a show off.
26 up there, you know.
Tell them something. Said no one likes a show off. But them I laugh.
Yeah. Go bust a coconut water for me.
They laugh. They got no compassion.
Yeah.
In the UK,
Yeah, man.
that are keeping it moving.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. That's what you guys are doing. What you're doing, Brother Anthony, you're keeping it moving. You're holding a space for us to have that conversation. For other brothers and sisters who have shows on Galaxy for weeks.
And you may have to come back everywhere you go. Your life was long.